great day, everyone. How are you? Ooh, a little bit of a back sound there. That's okay. That's okay. How are you? And welcome to this bonus Powerhouse Mavericks training session. I am so excited. I'm so excited. I have my pen, I have my paper, and we're going to have so much fun. But before we do that, I know many of you who have been registering, and thank you so much for that. Vreni and I are both so excited about that. But I'm going to stall a little bit as I, start up today's workshop, just simply because here's Carolina, simply because I know many of you have registered even just now, and or you just had not gotten a chance to hit that join button to get into the group. So bear with me as I just make sure that everybody is here that wanted to be here. All right. But I am so excited. And many of you may or may not know me. So let me introduce myself in case you haven't been part of my world. Maybe you're part of Vreni's world. And again, grateful that you're here. Let me take a look at some comments for sure. Angela, how are you? Super. Let's share some comments from Angela. And for those of you who are on Facebook, let me notify you that StreamYard, in order for us and for Vreni to see who it is that is commenting, like the one that said for sure, in order for us to see your names along with your comment, you actually have to grant permission to StreamYard. And it's a matter of clicking on that link that should be part of this live stream, and then allowing them to see, for us to see your names. Okay. Hi, Christine. Nice to see you. It's so exciting. We're going to have a great session. So let's get into it. And I want to get over to Vreni to get into the conversation. But before we do, I'm Bernadette Bose. I'm your host for this session. And I am the owner and principal coach and consultant for Ball of Fire Coaching, that emboldens female coaches and consultants to really break through the money and time ceiling into 6 and 7 figures. So you can learn all about me at balloffirecoaching.com. I'm also the lead facilitator of Powerhouse Mavericks. So if obviously you're a member or right now because of this workshop, and what we would hope that you stick around and stay with us, because we have a great community of powerhouse women who collaborate and engage and support and provide tips. And then I provide you some one-on-one coaching, group coaching. I provide you in this group some training sessions on a weekly basis, and then opportunities for you to share information about your business, about yourself. I also offer our members a 15-minute Biz Snap interview. So you can look for more information there, and or I'll get you a link to all the new people who are joining us today. I'll get you the link. And should you want to have a 15-minute biz interview, which is all about you, your business, the clients you serve, and the success that you have for your clients, and you can use that as a marketing piece on your website, on LinkedIn, on Facebook, whatever the case might be. So be sure to take advantage of that, everybody. It's a great opportunity for you to have something that you could be leveraging from a marketing perspective. All right. And again, Powerhouse Mavericks is all about building each other up so we all have successful businesses. Let's see what else just before we get all in on this. I think that's all for the announcements. So let me introduce and then bring in our guest, and then I'm going to turn it over, not over to her. We're going to have a conversation before she then dives into her very powerful and transformative connecting the lines process. All right. So Vreni Renggli is an intuitive abstract artist who helps open-minded women who live in the busy mess of raising kids and feel that they kind of lost themselves. They tackle the disorder in their life and within them through art, so that they can create a harmonious and balanced space in their home and ultimately within themselves to relax and enjoy their family life again. So let me bring on Vreni. How are you? Wait, you're on mute. Hold on a minute. Let me make sure. Make sure you're not on mute.
Yes, sorry.
That's okay. That's okay. That's all right. No problem at all. How you doing?
I'm fine, thank you. Thank you
Good.
for this lovely introduction.
Absolutely. I've been so pumped about this because I truly believe that your work is transformative, and it's such a unique and a different way for women like you and I and all the women that are joining us today to really express ourselves in a way that we've never maybe considered before. And then you have just a fabulous way of being able to interpret that into some beautiful art. But we'll get into all of that as we go. And at the same time, I do want to remind everybody, because I see a lot of messages coming across. This is so amazing. And hello, Vreni. People are saying hello to you. Be sure that you're allowing and granting StreamYard permission for us to see your name, because then we would love to share, just like Barbara. Hi, ladies. I'm here from Maryland's Eastern Shore. That's fabulous, Barbara. Fabulous, fabulous. And then there's Tina Craig, who's joining us from New Hampshire. We have people all over the place. And of course, Vreni, where are you coming in from?
Yeah, I'm at the other side of the pond. I'm in Switzerland.
Nice.
Yes.
Nice. If anybody's further than Switzerland, let us know.
I think I've seen Joanna in the comments, and she's somewhere in the Ukraine. So
oh, that's true. That's
it's
true.
further away from you, but not further away from me. So
that is very, very true. I can't seem to hide these comments just yet. There you go. Yes, we do have women from all over the world in our Powerhouse Mavericks Facebook group. And it is exciting because we get different perspectives from everybody. All right. But this is all about connecting the lines, everyone. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to ask Vreni some questions about herself and the business and the work that she does. But then we want to get into her connecting the lines process. So just tell us a little bit about yourself first, Vreni, who you are. We know that you're in Switzerland, so forth and so on.
Yes. So I am in Switzerland. I'm living here on the countryside, and I live together with my family. So I have 3 little kids. They are 9, 7, and 4, and my husband, and just enjoy family life. That's the goal, the ultimate goal, like, of my life and my work as an artist as well.
Right. And share with us, if you would, kind of about you, but about the clients that you serve, and this whole idea, this whole concept of the work that you do comes from a very personal place. So
Yes.
Could you share that with us?
Yes. So the work I do, or what I'm basically up to as a mission, is helping moms who live in this busy mess of raising kids, as you said before. Because what I found is that most of the moms, they get frustrated with the messy living environment they kind of suddenly find themselves in after having kids. And they feel overwhelmed by all the new things they have to learn and do, and the never-ending work that is constantly building up again. And as well, like, simultaneously with the constant emotional demand from their kids they get.
Right.
So they are just overwhelmed, and most of them also kind of get this feeling of that nobody really cares about how they feel and about their emotional needs. So that's basically the space they're in after having kids, and that's not what they imagine, So they, or at least I did, so they think that they need to clean this place up and try to bring some calm and peace in. And yes, that's true, but they kind of try to to just do all the work, to then, when they're done, be able to sit down and relax and enjoy their family life, just playing with the kids and laughter and what we imagine this harmonious family life to be.
Right.
And in order to achieve this, they try to kind of reorganize the kids' room to bring this system in and clean the kitchen drawers and tidy everything up, find all the socks under the couch, but they never finish, you know. So there's just too much work and not enough time, and ultimately they get into nagging on their kids to please help and being frustrated because they kind of feel that their husband isn't supportive enough and he doesn't even seem to value like all the effort they take to maintain that clean and enjoyable family home.
Yeah. Well, I love the whole theme around the fact that it's all about kind of uncovering the inner chaos and expressing it in a way of, you know, artistic harmony is your you know, phrasing, and that just makes me smile. You know, where in many cases when people talk about negative things like inner chaos, all of a sudden, you know, it'll all of a sudden create a storm within someone, like it'll trigger them. And yet you then add this artistic harmony and all of a sudden there's breath. There's absolutely breath in that. And it's absolutely, it's phenomenal. It's phenomenal. So apart from this, like the overall moms who are living in a mess, you know, and they have kids and they have a family, and then they also probably have work at the same time. Can you share with us, you know, kind of one or two stories around the type of women that have come to you, and what is it that drew them to you? And what is it that they wanted your help with? And then what was the outcome?
Yes. I think, you know, what you just described as well is like this inner chaos. And the thing is that in the beginning, I wasn't aware of the inner chaos. I was simply aware of the outer chaos of what was happening in my life.
Sure.
And I was just getting frustrated. And I was, you know, I quit my job after having my second child. And I've been at home, and I thought that I'd have enough time to do all the household work and enjoy my kids and my family life. And just the opposite happened. After about half a year, I was really frustrated. I was kind of depressed and not satisfied at all. Mm. And I thought it's like the outside thing. And I remember this evening when I was sitting on a couch with my husband, and I found the courage to tell him that I'm not happy, because
awesome.
From the outside, you know, everything kind of looked fine. I had 2 healthy kids. I had a nice home. I had my husband. We've been like in a financial stable situation. And he was just looking at me and he said, you know, but what do you want? And I felt this terrible turmoil within me, like this chaos. But I wasn't able to put this into words. And I just knew that this was not how I wanted to feel.
Sure.
But I didn't know what do I want. But I knew that I needed to kind of release this feeling, or I would just die inside.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
I didn't know the answer at this time.
Right. Well, let me just ask, you know, the ladies out there, you know, raise your hand, leave a comment. Who's relating to what Vreni's saying? The fact that, you know, all of a sudden you just feel lost, or you just feel so unfulfilled, and, you know, so you're, you know, kind of lashing out, or even you're just kind of even retreating because of the fact that you just don't know, you know, what to do with it. And then even when you acknowledge it, like her husband, you know, said to her, well, what do you want? It's kind of like, oh, I don't know what I want. I mean, how many of us, even those of us that aren't moms, I'm a puppy mom, how many of us have experienced that? All right, continue.
Yes, yes, I think most of them,
Yes,
100%. Yeah,
yes,
yes.
yes.
So
Yeah.
it was, for me, it was then like the question was, well, what do I do about it? And it was my husband suggesting that I should take an art class because I've always loved art. And it was in this moment that I realized that I had stopped doing my art. And well, I guess also most of the moms can relate to the fact that you abandon a beloved hobby because you just don't have any energy or time left
Right,
after a day with the kids.
right.
So I when I signed up for an art class, and the first evening I joined, I was sitting there, and this was the moment when I even got more frustrated because I wasn't able to create anything beautiful on my paper. I was just sitting there and staring at this white paper, and when I produced something, it was just ugly scribbles, and I couldn't produce this beautiful harmonious artwork that I produced before. And this was the moment when I really realized and understood that those lines, they were directly connected to how I felt, like to my feelings inside, to my emotions, to kind of my unconscious.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So and then I had really had to work through this block to being able to then release it on the paper. Because first I was just frustrated and I was just like, well, that's ugly, just put it aside. And then when I realized the connection and I gave myself permission to let it out without judging it, and so then it provided me a way to release this chaos.
Love
And
it.
to release it in a positive way, so without hurting anybody. Because like, I don't know, you said before, like lashing out. So I think the most common and easiest way to get rid of this discomfort is by just nagging on the kids or blaming your husband or whatever circumstances in your life.
Mm-hmm.
And oftentimes as moms, we don't want to do this because we don't want to hurt our loved ones. So we just keep it inside. And I think this ultimately equals like hurting ourselves.
Right. Absolutely. I wholeheartedly agree. Who agrees? Amen. Amen. Amen to Vreni. Amen.
Yeah.
I mean, yes. You're hitting every nerve for me, and every, like, but at the same time, it's great. It's good because you're validating that I'm not alone. The ladies aren't alone. And that, then you have the other side of what you went through. Right.
Yeah. And I think every mom or every woman or basically every person, every human on this world should have a way to release this inner chaos without hurting anybody. So that's why I'm so passionate about this, and why I so kind of love to share this with the world, to give you this technique and this tool to release this discomfort.
Absolutely. Now, you have a lot of beautiful work behind you, and I know there's a couple of them that are from specific clients that you've worked with. So do you want to share their stories?
Yes, let me just pull something up on my phone as well, because I had like people messaging me that they couldn't enter the group. I don't know if you've
No, I'm taking care of it. You don't worry about it. I'm taking care of it.
Great. So I have, where is it? There are different paintings back there. And just for those who don't know, like the work I do is a co-created work. with clients. So I start the painting together with the client. And the client is going through a session with me to release this inner chaos and is producing like the basic or the fundamental lines of the painting. So the start of all those commissioned paintings is just black lines on a white paper. And I'll show you like an example of such lines. So this is like what I get. And then I take my time to feel into those lines and just with a lot of time and how do you say it's like empathic abilities.
Yep.
I work my way through the transformation of those lines. So those lines.
Now, before you show it, before you show, so those lines are ones that your client does through the session with you, and that's their release of their inner chaos, right? Okay.
Yes, and this is actually, it's two people who did those lines.
Really?
And yes, because this is it's not typical. It's not what I do with the moms, but it's such a nice story, and I think the finished artwork is just so wonderful. So I'd like to share this one.
Yeah.
This is a couple, and they bought a house, and they have to renovate it, and they are kind of stuck in the process of where they want to go and how this should look like in the end. So what they were envisioning while they did the lines was just going into this feeling of being stuck with the vision about their future home and where they want to go, and that's the lines they produced. So I'll show you the finished artwork. Maybe you're able to kind of recognize that this is two people. It's all the other way around than I move. I'm sorry, it's just mirrored. So you see the kind of the blue part. So this is one person or one personality, and then you see the rose part. And maybe when I hold up the lines again, you're able to kind of find the lines. Whoops, this side. So give me just a thumbs up in the comments when you kind of see where the lines are hidden. Because when I did the unveiling of this painting, like the husband just said, "Where are the lines?" And then he was just standing in front of this piece, and he was like, "I didn't believe, but they are still here."
What? Oh, that is so cool. And I think it's fascinating that that's two people, like two people bringing in all of their anxiety, maybe, and maybe their frustration and their stress level because of renovating a house. And, you know, it's kind of commingled together to create one beautiful outcome. And now I know from knowing you and learning more and more all the time about your work, there's significance also, and I know you're probably going to talk about this later, but there's significance to color too, right?
Yes.
Because that's so colorful, that particular painting.
Yes, and you know what? The funny part is that I do choose the colors by lot. So I have a color chart or a color palette with 15 defined colors, with the meaning of the color, like the psychological meaning to the color. And I let my clients, when they're in the studio, I let them draw a card with a number, which is then connected to a color. So the blue part here is the lady, and the rose part is her husband. So it's two people, and then they kind of blend in this painting to an artwork. So this is the kind of, they can tell me if they want to know the color or don't. You know, if they
Right.
want to have a complete surprise or if they would like to know the color.
Right. Right. Yes, we have some comments coming in, just so you know, Vreni. Tina says, yes, I can see 2 people. Wow, that's awesome. And Angela commented, I hope he saw them in the end because that's so incredible. And you had mentioned that he did see the lines at the end.
Yeah.
And we have a Facebook user, can't tell who it is, saying very original. And Jennifer says, incredible. And it is. It's incredible. Yes. And then wait, I don't want to miss this because this is awesome. Yes, it's amazing. Great interpretation.
Thank you, Angela.
Yeah. So awesome. Awesome sauce. All right. Now you had a second client you wanted to talk about, or a second person you wanted to
I have a second person. I don't have like the artwork around. I can show you the lines and the finished artwork on my phone.
Okay.
So this person, and you tell me if it's terrible or if you can see. No, wait. Is this possible to make this bad? It's not bad like this, isn't it? So this is the lines my client produced. And she was going through a divorce at that time. So that's what I know about her story. That's how much she shared. And it wasn't easy. So she was just in a space where she wasn't, well, it was basically all a mess, and she didn't know how to solve all the problems she was facing. So we did this line session, and in the end, when she opened her eyes, she looked at those lines and she didn't express anything. I don't force people to talk about their story or what they want. So basically, you don't need to tell me anything. No, how do you say this in English? So you don't need to tell me like the story behind what you're dealing with inside. So she didn't share much. And then the day when I delivered the painting, she was looking at this painting and she was really like almost in tears. And she said, you know, like the moment I was looking at those lines, I was thinking that it's not possible that you turn this into something beautiful and harmonious. So I really did not believe that this could result in something beautiful.
Wow. Wow.
So I'm gonna show you the finished artwork. So that's what was produced from her original lines.
Beautiful, beautiful. Now I am red green colorblind, but are they the warm colors of like gold and yellow and?
Yes, gold, yellow and orange and brown, lots of like those earthly colors. Nice. Yes. So she texted me like the next day, and she said, you know, it's up in my living room, and I always look at it, and it gives me hope that this is gonna work out what I'm going through at the moment. Right. That's awesome. Awesome. And Tina Craig says, hold on, let me put it up. You are so talented. Yes, she is. Yes, she is. It's fabulous. It's beautiful. Trish Matthews is here. Hi, Trish. She says, amazing. Thank you. I have to read through the comments afterwards. I'm not able to track. No. And yeah, they understand that. I'm taking care of you today. I'm your pilot today. Thank you. You're welcome. And then Megan says, isn't it so true that sometimes we don't feel like anything beautiful can come from what we feel is ugly inside of us? Oh, she hit it on the nail. Yes. She hit it on the head of a nail. Whatever. Now, didn't you have, and did you still want to share the story about you and your husband's work? Me and my husband's work. Well, it's actually like my work. Well, yes, it's your work, but it's yes. But it's about it's about like the relationships in my family, like with my husband and with my kids. And it's the topic around is just that when you are a mom and you have those 3 kids and you have all those family duties and chores you have to do and like the daily routine, you kind of, even though you might be in a how do you say, in a relationship that's basically okay, it won't be this joyful and happy and easy as you would like it to be.
Right.
So I challenged myself, and honestly, I had this idea for a long time, and I didn't implement it. So I was kind of procrastinating about this. So I did the lines about like my relationships in my family with my kids and my husband, with just the intention to bring in more joy and harmony and love.
Yeah.
And the colors I picked were red, first off. So it's the law of color. I am always amazed how this works out. And then when I was kind of picking up all those cards on my desk, there was one card like jumping out of that stack and landing on my paper. And I was like, wow, I can't ignore this. So I looked up the color, and the associated color was rainbow.
Oh.
And I thought, well, you know, what's more joyful and colorful than all the rainbow colors together?
Yeah.
So the finished painting, it's the painting you see in the back.
That is just beautiful. I mean, so joyful. You know?
It's so colorful. I'm basically not creating this colorful normally. So it was a challenge for me as well to kind of allow myself to bring all those colors in. And I think this does relate to my life as well. You know, like it's trying something new and bringing all those colors in and giving myself permission to kind of bring all those colors in.
Right. Right. Well, I love what you just said about it. It's about, you know, it's interpreting your desire to want to try something new, bring new colors in, you know, your relationship, red for love. I mean, you're right. It's ironic how it all kind of turns out, right? Yeah. I mean, yeah, it turns out exactly the way it's supposed to turn out. That's unbelievable. That's unbelievable. Awesome. All right. Well, ladies, who's excited about doing your own connecting the lines interpretation? Because so get your pen and paper ready. And if you'll do me a favor, go and do that. Oh, wait, I do need to point out, because I know you're not able to see it, Vreni. Christine says, I love the happy colors. And Jennifer says, truly incredible. You're empowering your clients with the gift of promoting the benefits of feeling whatever they are feeling and offering them a way to release these powerful emotions in positive and beautiful ways. What a creative way of showing how beautiful our messes really are. That's beautiful, beautiful, Jennifer. Thank you so much for sharing that for her. All right. So who's ready? Who has a pen and paper? A piece of paper. I have my big old, because yes, I'm doing this. So I have my big old paper. What do you need for us to do, Vreni?
Well, I'm going to guide you through a process like in a shorter version than what I do with my clients one-on-one.
Okay.
And what I want to give you now is kind of a warm-up exercise that I would like you to do while I kind of explain you what we're going to do and give you some important points you need to know about the exercise.
Awesome.
So It would be great if you have like 2 sheets of paper.
Okay.
So you could use like the first one, and then you still have a blank paper for the exercise. If you don't, just use your finger and do it on your desk without making marks.
Oh, the first one is for the exercise you want us to, you're prepping us with. And then the
Yes.
second one will be for the actual process. Because
Yes.
when I turn this over to you, I'm going to be going on mute. So the floor is yours.
Thank you.
Let's
You're
have
making me
fun.
nervous.
I'm so excited. Don't be nervous. I'm so excited. And so is everyone else. Look, me is what I'm seeing over here. And Angela says I'm ready with all my colors.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So.
Okay. So what I want you to do first for a warm-up exercise is just to draw an 8, or like the symbol for infinity, on your paper. And while I'm going to tell you the points about the exercise, I want you to just really just relaxed and easy. Let's see if I can do this. Like just follow the 8 like several times. As long as I talk, you just go and you just draw your 8, and you can also kind of change and use the other hand. So, and don't worry about how it looks. The kind of the reason for this, or what we do here, is we connect both sides of both hemispheres of our brain. And there are a lot of other cool benefits of this. So you just relax yourself by doing this, and you prepare yourself to kind of loosen up and just being prepared to draw, if so you don't experience this block when we start with the exercise. So I hope you're doing it already. You're drawing your 8 on your paper with both hands. You can also do it simultaneously. Great. Yes. I do this every time when I come into my studio before I start creating. It's also kind of emptying my brain and helping me to get into the flow. So while you're doing this, there are a few things I want you to know in advance, so you don't get irritated by this while we're doing the exercise. And I'm gonna read those points, so I'll have to read some of those. I will go through a process of relaxation with you first. So we relax the body and connect with your inner world. And it's kind of a meditation process. And you do this with your eyes closed. And you'll also then draw with your eyes closed. So you need to have your pen and paper ready in front of you so that you will find it without having to open your eyes. So you need to bring yourself and your pen and paper in position that you can start to draw directly. Then the second thing is, don't worry if you exit the paper. You just please keep your eyes closed and find your way back to the paper. You can use the other hand to feel the edge of the paper and just go back and continue. Third, don't worry if you need some time to start. We do this warm-up exercise, but it might be that you experience kind of resistance in the beginning when I tell you that you should start. So just give yourself time. We're not in a hurry, and it's really about connecting and allowing and releasing. And sometimes this needs a little time in the beginning. Then the last thing is, because I can't see you and I don't know when you're finished, so I tell you this, that when you finished, you can go through this by yourself. Before you open your eyes, I really want you to put down your pen and breathe in deeply, and then tell yourself that you should go into your heart, open your eyes, and try to feel your lines instead of like looking at them and analyzing them. Try to just feel into them without any judgment and without taking it to the mind. So then you can just to test, you can stop drawing your 8 and prepare your pen and paper in front of you. so that you find it when we're ready. So take a deep breath and ground yourself. Put your feet on the floor. You can close your eyes and you think about the topic you're going to draw. You may now recall like the event or the feeling that's connected to the situation. Or you think about your vision if you want to draw about something you're going to create in the future. So just inhale and exhale in your own rhythm and feel your body on the chair. Feel your head and feel your scalp. And when you exhale, you release all tension. Feel your face and relax all the muscles in your face. Relax the little muscles around your eyes and feel even your tongue relaxing. Relax your neck and shoulders and down your arms and hands and fingers. Just relax and let it go. Feel your chest and stomach relaxing. Relaxing down your legs into your feet. And now imagine purple white light from above. It's entering your body through the crown chakra. And it's flowing down your neck into your heart. It's glowing in your heart as a very bright and vibrant light. It's the energy of the universe you connect to. And now go down and imagine the center of the earth. There's a deep orange yellowish light coming from the center of the earth. It's coming up through the layers all the way up to your feet. And it enters your body through the sole of your feet. It's moving up your legs into your pelvis and through your core. And it's connecting to the bright light in your chest. Those two energies, the energy of the universe and the energy of Mother Earth, they connect within your center, which is the home of who you truly are and who you want to be. And now make this light even brighter and bigger. And imagine that you rise its vibration. It's a very intense and bright and high vibrating light. And now I want you to take your pen and imagine a line of light is going out from the center of your chest and it's connecting to the point of your pen. Now turn to your paper and put the pen to the paper. You inhale and you focus on the light in your chest. And when you next exhale, you start moving that pen. Don't think, just feel and breathe. Check in with your body to make sure that you keep your attention in the center of your chest, while you also feel the point of the pen. You feel how it's moving over the paper And you feel the energy line connected from your chest to the point of your pen. You may feel the resistance of the paper. You hear the sound of the moving pen. And at the same time, you experience the vibrancy of the energy in your chest. And check in if there is still this line connecting between your center and the point of your pen. And you continue until you feel like there is nothing left about the topic, until you kind of feel fading away this light. And you may feel calm, you may feel peaceful or complete, or maybe you just feel empty, or as if you were there. So you continue breathing and moving your pen until you feel that there is nothing left that's moving your pen. Just don't forget to breathe while you're doing the exercise, and check in with your body. Check in with your chest to see if there is anything left. You can give me, or you can do this for yourself, what I talked about before. When you're ready, you put down your pen, you take a deep breath, and you go into your heart when you open your eyes. And you can put in the comments like a thumbs up when you're done. So I just wait another moment to give you time to finish your drawing. And you may love your lines like Angela just shared, or you may not be as happy as I have been in the beginning, like, because I hated my lines when I started doing this. Yes, Trish says lots of zigzags. Yes, and you can get really emotional. I know this from experience. Great.
I don't want to interrupt, but awesome.
Yeah, I think almost everybody or a lot of people commented that they are done. And first I have to apologize. I don't know if you heard it, that my phone was ringing. I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
Could you hear it?
It's okay. It's okay. I have my dog about to bark at whoever's outside. It's okay.
Oh, it was just in the most inconvenient moment, because I turned it on because there were lots of people messaging me that they can't enter the group. So I was kind of messaging before, so I forgot to turn it off. I'm sorry.
No worries at all. And based on, just feel comfortable that whoever wanted to come in, they've been in. I caught them at the pretty much at the beginning.
That's great.
Look at mine. Can you see?
Yeah.
And I have to tell you, when I opened my eyes and you said to look at them, with an open heart, it gave me such joy.
Great.
And while at the same time, though, there was some friction in my inner chaos.
Yeah.
But I looked at it, and there's this one dot that I did at the very, very, very beginning that I think speaks volumes, just volumes. And that'll be for another day.
Yeah, great. So have another conversation then.
Yeah. We have someone who says that I have something that looks like a mushroom cloud. almost like it's an explosion. What I can't figure out is whether it's blowing up or with good or just blowing up. And Christine says, I have a pretty good balance of lines and curves, which surprised me.
Yeah.
And everyone, we do want you to share them. And unfortunately, for some reason, they won't let you put a image, a photo into the comment section while we're here. But the second that we're off broadcast, all of a sudden the image option comes up in the comment section. So I'm looking at the wrong camera. So be sure to share them if you want. You don't need to. It's very personal. But should you want to, feel free to share them. And I know Vreni would love to celebrate you.
Show me your lines.
Yeah, celebrate you and cheer you on. So, Vreni, I know there's also a couple of steps you do with individuals afterwards. So do we want to walk through, for instance, is there something to fill or remove?
Yes. So when I get these lines, myself, when I do this, or like in the beginning, this is a really intuitive process for me. So when I started doing this for my lines, when I started realizing like the connection, and I kind of had this idea of, could I change those lines on the paper and like towards harmony and beauty from a really technical point of view, like from the composition point of view, the color point of view, like the balance of really like artistic view. And I started doing this and I found it possible. So, and the funny thing is that before we go into like how I do it or what I do exactly, is that what was the moment when I started getting excited about this was when I realized that when I started changing those lines on the paper, that kind of my perspective on the connected situation changed. So ultimately, like my feelings towards what I created in the beginning changed.
Mm,
so when I talked about that mess in the beginning, so my house was no different, but like I was different. So I was able to react in a different way. And this was the moment when I was really like whoa, I think I'm onto something here. And could I help somebody else with this?
Absolutely. 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 And we're going to just looking at the time too. So let me show you all of you what some things that you can consider that she would walk you through in more depth when you actually engage with her to do a full service session. And we're going to talk about that in a minute. But so here are some things that you can make note of that you could be looking at your lines afterwards and considering. So is there something you want to fill in or even remove from your lines?
Yes.
Is there something to join or separate? Like, for instance, I went off the page a couple of times. And so I found my way back. Like she said, find your way back. So is there something to like join or separate? Is there something that you want to expand or embellish, right? Or I'm sorry, expand or confine. Expand or confine. And then the last one is there something to embellish or blend? So maybe you want to really embellish one part of the story. Like my middle part, it's so fun. God, it's so weird. It's so unbelievable. So you'll see what looks like well, you can't really, but there's a part that looks like a box, like almost like a
Yes.
unfinished box. That's when I was thinking about my house. Cause I have this grant, I have this plan to renovate my house, and everything that I'm working, toward is that. And so that was like, oh my gosh, when I looked at it, I was like, oh my gosh. So I would want to embellish that. I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So definitely share your drawings. It would be fun for us to see. But again, it's a private, personal thing. So if you don't, that's okay too. And I want to talk about, because I do want to respect everyone's time, but if you would, everyone, if you could at least give us some like 5 minutes on the, on the back end, in case we go over for about 5 minutes, because I really want to share how you could be engaging with Vreni to really kind of bring this out and really create and really understand what your inner chaos is, and then how you can have it interpreted into artistic harmony, as Vreni says. So Vreni, I know you kind of walked us through this process, and as you said, it's just a kind of a condensed version of what it is that you do. So help us understand what does it look like when someone engages with you?
Yeah. So when somebody wants to create this co-created like commission work, we start with a one-on-one session, and we go through that process we went together, but like just more in depth and with one-on-one support. So it's about an hour, like this time we spent together, but really just focused on this person and the topic she wants to create, or she wants to work on, you could even say. So that's kind of the beginning of the collaboration, you could call it. And then when we finish those lines, they really leave those lines with me. So they hand them over to me, and I kind of go back with them into my studio, and I lock the doors for about roughly, I tell them 8 weeks, because it takes time to feel into those lines and to really transform them into harmony and beauty. And the reason why I closed that door is that, like, I think you notice from life, like every transformation goes through an ugly stage. So mostly in the beginning, when I start working on those lines, there are some ugly stages of the painting. So I do not share like process pictures while I'm working on a painting. So as soon as I'm done, then I contact my client and we have an unveiling session. And
before you get to the unveiling though, I want to go back to like the colors, because part of that first session, after you send them through a state and a process like we went through together here, but much more in depth, and that in itself is priceless. What we just walked through, I don't know about everybody else. I'll speak for myself. I am like so excited to get into my day. I mean, to continue into I just feel so light and so like pumped up. But at the same time, so you take those lines and that drawing, But you also talked about, then do you have a conversation with the client about the colors and, how they would be interpreted?
Like you can basically choose if you want to know the color, we draw them, or when I do it remotely, I let them roll a die, and then we pick the number that's associated to what they roll with their die, because I can't hand them like my cards through the computer.
Interesting.
So, and then they can choose like if they want to know the color or not, if they want to have a complete surprise or if they want to know the color. And then, this happened to me, that there was one lady and she said, "Ugh, olive green? No, that's so not my color. I don't want to have a commissioned painting in olive green." And I was like, okay, I can respect your, I can respect this, and we just draw another card. Or maybe I tell you like the meaning behind this color. Would you like to know what's on my list? And then she said, yeah, okay, share it. But I just hate this color. And I was then going through it, and in English it says something like it's about your inner voice and trusting it. And she just stared at me. And she was like, that's not fair, because I hear that voice, but I never listen. And every time afterwards, I tell myself, you knew it. Oh. And she was like, okay, maybe I need some olive green in my life. And we did it in olive green. So you even find this particular painting on my Facebook page. Right. You see the process, the lines, and the finished painting.
Yeah.
And it's like the fundamental color is olive green, but I added some rose and some gold, and it's, she loved it.
Well, you can make note. I do not want olive green, browns, or anything, because I'm red-green colorblind, and that's mostly what I see all the time.
Yeah.
So yeah, my colors would be bright and whatnot. Anyway, all right. So then you have an unveiling. I kind of took you back. Now we're going to jump forward. So you have an unveiling, which must be so exciting for your clients. So go through that.
Yes. So it's just that we connect, and I share a little bit about the process I went through. And most of the time I also kind of have like some words that kind of popped up in my head while I was doing this work. And then we talk about this process, and I share some of the progress pictures. And then I literally unveil the painting, like with a white, how do you call this? Like sheet, I have a white sheet to cover up the painting.
Yeah.
And then I unveil the painting. Sweet. And I give them like a print out of their initial lines in the studio, or if it's remotely, I send the lines to the client again so they can look at it on their phone or computer, or I have like the print out in my studio so they can kind of find their lines in the painting.
Nice. And she ships these. She frames them and ships them all over the world, by the way.
I need to correct you.
Oh!
I ship them, but without frame.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Because it's just horribly expensive.
I'm sorry. Yes, you're right.
So,
you're right.
Shipping frames all over the world. That's
you're right. I'm so accustomed to seeing all your paintings back there framed. So I misspoke.
I frame it for the unveiling.
Right.
Because I just think it's just honoring the painting.
Yeah.
And so I frame it for the unveiling, but I ship it rolled in a tube.
Okay. All right. And yes. Okay. All right. Awesome. All right. Anyone, what questions do you have? What questions do you have for Vreni? Any question? Now, again, 4 spots left, and 4 spots before there's a date. Before what date?
Yes, because I'm about to go into my summer break. So I've got 4 spots left for just commissioned paintings before the 17th of July.
All right. So and that means that your line session, everyone, would take place between now and then she would be working on actually turning it into an artistic harmony of your inner chaos, after that. So, and
Yeah.
now it doesn't mean if she gets more than 4, which I suspect that she will, if she gets more than 4, then what she just plans to do is set expectations with that 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th person, that it would have to be, after these first 4 are completed. So it's almost like a wait list, but at the same time, she would be in communications to make sure that you understand kind of when she would be back, working on both your line drawings at that point and then the actual finished product.
Yeah.
All right. And she does offer, I didn't want to get into all the complexities of the pricing and all that kind of good stuff. So just go schedule. But she does have everything from a small version, and you can see all the different sizes behind her, but a small version, a medium version. Is that the large
version?
Right.
Yes. And then that's like the medium size over there. And a small, there's actually one in progress.
Nice.
It's the A4 size, like the.
Right.
I don't know if you're familiar with this, like almost letter size.
Right. Yes. 8x4. Yes. Yep. Now, and at the same time, when they go out to this link to schedule, will the sizes be broken down in regards to them being able to select which one that it is that they want, and then what the pricing is for it, and it includes the hour-long session, and includes the interpretation of the lines and all that kind of good stuff?
Yes, exactly. So you have like different scheduling options for the different sizes, and you'll be able to pay with credit card directly on the Calendly. So you actually need to be able to book the session.
Correct. Right. And everybody take advantage, because she's offering them at a 20% discount. So take advantage, because she typically doesn't do that. As a matter of fact,
But Bernadette twisted my arm, so.
Yes, I did. And yes, I did. And I wanted to give it to this community, because this community of women, even if you just joined 5 minutes ago, powerhouse mavericks, that's what you are. And I just absolutely, know that it's a transformative, powerful experience for each and every one of you. So she's offering Powerhouse Mavericks 20% off discount. And those of you who can't get into the 4th, so if you're the 5th, 6th, or 7th, you're still getting the discount. But it won't be here that long, because we're also talking about, because of the shipping costs and some other things, that, she might have to change her prices. And so, yes, anyway. So let's see, what else do we need to talk about? Now, she even, made sure that she was taking care of everybody. Should you also just kind of want to get to the standalone session initially, do the hour-long, do the lines, really kind of soak up all of her energy and her inspiration and the work that she does? I mean, geez, we only did 10 minutes and I was moved. Then you can also talk to her about that as well. Okay. But trust me when I say you want that final product that you can hang up and just look at and just really appreciate who you are, where you are, and all that kind of good stuff. Vreni, I can't thank you enough. And ladies, I can't thank you enough for doing this for our community. This is our first bonus Powerhouse Mavericks training. We do have them every Thursday at 1:00, but this was a special edition for you. And we're going to do more of these each month, to where you're meeting other members of the community and experiencing their work. Any last comments or thoughts, Vreni?
Oh, I was just looking at the comments. I'll go through them when we finish. I just want to say thank you. Thank you. And I hope you get the tool to be able to release your inner chaos today. So that's like my gift to you, and that's what I really think everybody needs.
Yes. Yes. Beautiful. And Trisha saying brilliant. Facebook user saying that was so much fun. Thank you guys. It was excellent. So yes, we're both very glad that you were able to join us and participate and experience this, because it's fascinating. So once again, Vreni, thank you from the bottom of my heart. You're a beautiful, beautiful addition to our community, and the accolades just keep coming in. Accolades keep coming in, Vreni.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. And let's see, Barbara. Oh, I love her hearts.
Yeah, you're very welcome, Barbara.
Yeah. All right. Take advantage of this. Take advantage of this. 4 spots, 20% off, July 17th. And we'll look forward to having you. And Vreni's in our community, so you can continue to reach out. And please share if you want to.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Reach out if you have any questions, or if you want to know more, then just send me a direct message.
Yeah, send her a direct message. But she's in our community at any time, so you can also reach her there. But if you should choose to share, I know she's going to get offline right now. She's going to want to spend time with your comments. She's going to want to spend time with getting back to you. So if you all of a sudden shared your image, because I'm going to, then I'm sure she's going to want to connect with you. So thank you, everybody. And keep in mind, Powerhouse Mavericks, we have weekly training. We have weekly coaching. I'm always out there answering your questions, asking you questions in order for you to be able to showcase your business, your work, your clients. And we do have those BizSnap interviews. If you want to have and be showcased in a 15-minute BizSnap interview with me, then be sure to look for the information right there in our group page. And you can always find it in the welcome section, especially since a lot of you just joined in the last couple of days. You can find it in the welcome post that is out there as well. And for everybody here and for Vreni, take care, everybody. Have a fabulous day.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye, Vreni.